Hello, welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranj. Today I will be giving you the Capper Comparison Picks for some of the early prelim fights for UFC Vegas 59, which is pretty much like Ultimate Fighter finales and headlined by Diego Santos and Jamal Hill. So interesting card, not the biggest like name value on this card, but spots opportunities to make a little bit of money. So nonetheless, there will be a pretty good card for me. I like them all. But before I get into these fights, I just briefly want to go over how I did last week. I started in UFC 277. Started out shitty, I'll tell you, right? Hey! Started out poopy. Started out doing bad, but then I finished, thankfully I finished strong in the main card. But opened up, I was like, great. I opened up, I picked Orion Koski by decision, propped it, cashed that over Blood Diamond. I knew he was going to win, and I knew he was going to win using his wrestling. I said it's going to be takedown cover, and I go back and check last week's breakdown, I'll tell you. But then I messed up. I flipped my pick from Niku Negomereanu to Ihor Potieria because I was on Niku the whole way until Friday's live stream. The chat, Dave and Manny all convinced me to flip my pick and take Ihor because he was a master of sport in Sambo, pancration, and something else. I forget what it was. But because of that, I flipped my pick. Ended up, I should have just stuck with my gut, my original pick, because Niku got a TKO round 2. And I knew it was because I was going to pick him because of his experience in the UFC. Ihor is yet to prove anything, you know, kind of like a stacked, like, not stacked, what's the word I'm thinking of? The record was plump, was padded. That's the word I'm thinking of. Came in like a padded record, not ever proven himself. Then I picked Fire Fist, Ji-Young Kim. She managed to lose to Jocelyn Edwards. Jocelyn Edwards just had her kicks were just, her legs are too long, her kicks were too plentiful. She kept her kicks within range. Fire Fist did not have a chance to get inside and apply her Fire Fist striking, if you will. Ji-Young Kim took the decision loss there. And finally, to finish out my first Capper comparison show, I did get Michael Morales. I said TKO round 2. He ended up getting TKO round 3 over Adam Fugit. But Adam Fugit, though, he did come out to play. He kind of impressed me. He was tough in those first 2. I would give him the round 1, actually, or round 2. I don't know, but I think I was giving him one of those first 2 rounds, if I remember correctly. So the first early prelim Capper comparison, I went 2-2. So the parlay, I lost, but I did manage to get the prop bet on Koski, whatever. Then, moving on, this is where I did real bad. Next 3 fights, lost all 3. I flipped my pick, Drakkar Klose. I was leaning on him, but then I was like, you know what? I don't like how he got the layoff after the push from Jeremy Stevens, even though he did come back and have a fantastic win against Brandon Jenkins. But anyway, I went with the underdog, Rafa gifted Garcia. And it was close, man. It was close. Garcia did make it all the way to the end. Drakkar Klose ended up winning a decision. And that is what I picked. As you can see, I crossed it out, wrote flip, and then he ended up winning. Man, I gotta stop flipping my picks. That's what happens. Then my lock of the night did not win. I picked Don't Tell Lord Kong Mays. I was like, he's got the way longer reach advantage. He had 8-inch reach advantage going against an unproven guy from Egypt, Hamdi Abdel Wahab. But Abdullah Wahab managed to get the split decision. He did land a lot of those banging punches, but there was a part of that fight, round 2, I believe, where I thought Dontel Mays was coming, he was rocking him, coming close to finishing him, just came up short. Hamdi, congratulations on the hammer, Hamdi, for a split decision win there. Then I took Rafael Alves, but I thought he was just going to pull out a guillotine submission win, but it didn't happen. Drew Dober managed to his chiseled jawline and all that good stuff. Drew Dober managed to bring it to a decision and get the victory there over Alves. So that all losses, all red. I hate to see that. Hate to see the all red. But then after that, full green, rest of the card winning. Alex Morono, by decision, prop bet it, boom, cash that. Magomed Ankalaev, I picked him by decision, but he got the TKO over Anthony Smith in round 2. Then Pantoja, what a dominant victory. I did say submission. I didn't bet the round, but I did prop by submission, cash that ticket, and the parlay, the 3-leg parlay right there, cash it all. And finally, wrapping it up, Sergey Pavlovich, I said TKO round 2. I didn't prop the round, I just propped TKO. He got it round 1. Brandon Moreno, I said submission, but he ended up getting, I went originally TKO, but then I switched my pick to submission. But he ended up getting the TKO with that awesome body kick on Kai Kara France. That was fight of the night, by the way. That was an awesome fight. And finally, I took Amanda Nunes to get a TKO, but she managed to take it. Juliana Peñas managed to survive, make it all the way to a decision loss there. Overall, I went 8-5. My bankroll still plus money, thankfully, because of these last 6 fights. Oh, God bless them. Thankfully, I finished, like I said, I finished out great. I started out shitty. So that happened. And then, so now, let's get into this card. Opening up curtain jerker for the prelims is Mayra Bueno Silva Chitara taking on Stephanie Edgar. Stephanie Edgar is the slight favorite here, but I will mention these lines flopped. It opened up, Mayra Bueno Silva was a -140 and Edgar was a +120. So if you're on the Edgar side, I hope you got her when she was plus money, because now flip it around. Silva is the +105. Edgar is -125. These lines are straight off of Bet Online right before I started filming this. So let's get into this. Talk about Edgar first, as she is the favorite. She is 7-2 as a professional. She is 33 years old. Silva is 30 years old, so age not a factor here. They're both 30 or better. And same with the rest of the tail of the tape. These girls are the same height. Edgar does have a slight 1.5-inch reach advantage, but that's really nothing to, nothing crazy there. Stephanie Edgar is coming off a win over Jessica Rose Clark by armbar. She armbarred Jessie Jess. Jessie Jess has been on a slide. She just got armbarred by Stoliarenko in last fight. This when Stephanie Edgar armbarred her, it was in February, and then like a couple weeks ago she got armbarred by Julia Stoliarenko. But I just like saying that, Stoliarenko. Before that, Stephanie Edgar beat Shauna Young, ground and pound round 2. She had her UFC debut loss. That was back in October of 2020. She lost to Tracy Cortez, but it was by unanimous decision. Not bad for Stephanie Edgar. Prior to the UFC, she was in like the Switzerland regional scene called the Buddy MMA Clash. She trains at the Buddy Gym in Switzerland. She is, I do believe, judo black belt. I can't confirm that, but I know she's got real good judo throws, and she's pretty dang good on the ground as well. Mayra Bueno Silva, she just most recently beat the shit out of Yanan Wu. I gotta watch my mouth. She won by unanimous decision there. Before that, she took a loss to Miranda Ferro, but that French chick can beat most people. She's going to be a definitely contender, possibly champ Miranda Ferro. I see that in the future. Before that, she took a draw to Montana De La Rosa. She beat Mara Borello by armbar before that. And she lost to Marina Moros, the Ukrainian girl, by unanimous decision. That's her last 5. On Instagram, I just noticed she did just get her, she was given her BJJ black belt from Kieran Fitzgibbons, who owns, I believe it's the owner / head coach of Combat Sports Academy in Dublin, California. No, you know who gave her the black belt? A guy named Tiago Gaia, Gaia. But also on her Instagram, that was who gave her black belt, but he's associated with Combat Sports Academy. And also, there's a lot of her training at CSA with Kieran Fitzgibbons, who is the head coach / owner of the facility. As far as I know, I don't know if he's the owner, but definitely she's been putting it in at that place, Combat Sports Academy in California. So let's see what the cappers have to say in regards to this fight. Starting with the new favorite. Remember, I did say Silva opened up as a favorite, but the lines have flopped. Money's been coming. That means money's been coming in on Edgar, making her the favorite now. The bookies want to try to keep it as even keel as possible. That's why that happens, the flipping of the lines. So taking Stephanie Edgar, we've got Greedo plays. Greedo is taking Edgar by decision. These capper links will be in the description. I urge you to check all my cappers out. They wouldn't make my show if they were garbage. These guys know what they're talking about. That's who I use to help me decide when I'm on the fence, and I am often on the fence. So Greedo is taking Edgar, then taking Mayra Bueno Silva. We've got AJ Devito from MMA Experts. And of course, he's saying by decision. Female fights, especially, you know, there's only like 3 weight classes, and featherweight's not really a weight class, there's only 4 people. This is a bantamweight fight. Female fights, it's always safe to say decision. The over 2.5 rounds is -240. Everybody, you know, it's kind of a given. So then we've got also taking Silva. We've got Johnny K Picks. Johnny K, fantastic capper, does the Wednesday live stream with Cody from Blood Money. Be sure to check that out. But here he is taking Mayra Bueno Silva by decision. Then jump over here. We've got Ray from MMA Pick'ems Podcast. Ray is on the side of Stephanie Edgar by decision. He thinks she is better on the ground. This is kind of like Silva's more of like a striker versus Edgar's a wrestler grappler. However, I will remind you, Silva just got awarded her BJJ black belt. That's no joke. Black belt. And finally, for the tiebreaker, we've got What's Going On? Bleed MMA, one of the most entertaining handicappers in the biz. I like watching Bleed show. Bleed is all over Mayra Bueno Silva here. Well, not all over her, but picking the lesser of 2 lower level female fighters, and he says they both suck. He's very opinionated. Love it. I love his opinionated picks, but I too am gonna go with the capper majority. I'm gonna take Mayra Bueno Silva to get it done. I do like that she just got her black belt literally like a week or 2 ago. Check out on Instagram. She was teared up. She had little tears in her eyes when she was getting the belt, and plus she's been putting it in over at Combat Sports Academy. Stephanie Edgar, her Instagram shows her in Bali vacation in Bali. I know she is training at the Buddy Fight Systems or Buddy Gym, the Buddy Gym in Switzerland, in St. Gallen, Switzerland. And she really is putting in, but I don't know with who. If you go real far back on her Instagram, she was like, oh, I'm back home training with my sister. I don't know who her sister is, but Nicole Edgar maybe. I'm just playing. But Stephanie Edgar, I guess she's game. She's a reason she flipped to a favorite. But I'm gonna go with Silva to get it done. Of course, female fight, take her by decision. There you have that. Moving on to another lackluster low-level female fight, but these fights nonetheless, I break them down because I try to cover every fight on the card. They are all betting opportunities. You just got to be smart. You just got to pick the right one. Hopefully I do. I'm a degenerate gambler, so I bet them all. I know a lot of these guys are, 1-800-GAMBLER if you got a gambling problem. If you got a gambling problem, don't watch my show because I'm not about that. I have enough bank to, it's worth the risk. It's not like I'm making $100 bet. I do make a couple $100 parlays, but I bet safe, and I realize what I'm risking, realize I may lose. Who knows? I mean, so far so good, but I have the potential to lose hundreds of dollars in a week, but my bank rolls, I say bank rolls because I got like 5 books that I use. They're all plus money. So, until I get to that point, I guess it's not a problem unless you're losing, right? And it's not like I bet it all. I do bet every fight a little bit, unless the odds are crap. But anyway, moving on to this next female strawweight fight. Here we go with the strawweight little girls, 115-pound weight class. We got Cory Mckenna, the 2-1 favorite, minus 230, with a professional record of 6-2, taking on Miranda Granger, record of 7-2, plus money, plus 195. Plus 195, it'll almost double your money, double your bet if you're taking Miranda Granger. And Cory Mckenna, Poppins, we'll start talking about her first because she is the minus 230 favorite. On a female fight. Value, no value there in Cory Mckenna. But we'll break this down anyway. Cory Mckenna is actually coming off a loss in her backyard in London. She lost to Elise Reed. I remember I took her just because she was the hometown girl. And that was a curtain jerker for that London card. Elise Reed came out and won, and that is not aging well because Elise Reed just got owned by Sam Hughes, Sarah Alpar, one of those. Somebody just beat Elise Reed. So that fight with Cory Mckenna not aging very well. Prior to that, though, she did have a UFC debut against Kay Hansen. She won that unanimous decision. Oh, by the way, Elise Reed, that was split decision. So, I mean, it wasn't like a clear-out victory, but still too close. Cory Mckenna should have won that at home in London. She's Welsh. She's from Wales. But before that, she had a UFC debut against Kay Hansen, won that. She had a Contender Series fight against Vanessa Demopoulos, the Greek, by unanimous decision. Good there. And before that, she was kicking everybody's butt in Cage Warriors, everybody in that lower weight class, like Giulia Chinello. Chinello proved to have a marshmallow chin. I think that's why she got the name Chinello. I'm just playing, just going off the name. But she won that last Cage Warriors fight, ground and pound, round 1, very good. And she beat Fanny Redmond, rear naked choke, round 2. That's her last 5 for Cory Mckenna. So she got 2 Cage Warrior victories. Her Contender Series victory over Vanessa Demopoulos, which is looking pretty good. Her UFC debut against Kay Hansen, looking good. And most recently, that loss to Elise Reed, which is looking not good. She's 4-1 in her last 5. Here's the kicker, though. She is 23 years old. She's just a young girl. She's still got much room for improvement. But she's taking on Miranda Granger, 30 years old. Miranda Granger coming off about a 1.5 to 2 year layoff. You know why? People are like, why? She had an injury? No, she had a kid, guys. She had a baby girl. Now the girl is like a year old. Fantastic. Now she got that mommy strength coming back after having a kid. And it was crazy. In her Instagram, she shows a picture with her fight gear on, with her big old belly, with her big pregnant belly at the gym. I don't think she was training or anything, but interesting enough, I was looking through her Instagram. She did put, after the baby, she went to like a postpartum fitness trainer. This girl like does strength conditioning and MMA coaching for women that just had kids. Wow. Okay, Miranda Granger, putting it in there with that new mommy strength. I like it. Miranda Granger, she had her kid with her husband, who is a kickboxer. His name is Caden Barish. Caden Barish, he's like 8-1 as a professional kickboxer, but nonetheless, that's good. That's a fighting family. I like that. You know, that means they eat, shit, bleed, breathe, fighting. You know, that's what you talk about at the dinner table. You talk about your diet, you talk about training, you talk about fighting. Caden Barish. Good, KJ Barish, if you wanted to follow his Instagram. She is training out of Charlie's Combat Club. That is in Everett, Washington, where she hails from, with a CFFC guy, Chris Vassell, and another guy named Bilal Hansen, who I think is like, he's some regional scene guy, arena, but still, I like that she's putting the training in there after the kid. I like she's going to that postpartum MMA girl. I didn't write her name down or nothing. And you know what I really like? She's got a 4-inch height advantage and a 9.5-inch reach advantage over Cory Mckenna. Boom. 10-inch reach. That's 5 inches per limb, per arm. 5 inches per arm. That's a very significant reach advantage over the little girl in Cory Mckenna. Miranda Granger, though, is coming off back-to-back losses. She lost to Ashley Yoder most recently by unanimous decision. That was before the kid, before the mommy strength, before the layoff. And prior to that, she lost to Amanda Lemos. Amanda Lemos got her with a rear naked choke in round 1. That is Miranda Granger's problem, is she's got holes in her ground game. And Cory Mckenna, even though she is a Brit, her background is wrestling and takedowns, even though it didn't show it against Elise Reed, but you gotta imagine if it does go to the ground, which Cory Mckenna should, if she wants to win, she should bring it to the ground, because that's where that striking length, that extra 5 inches per limb, is not going to be as significant. It's not going to, doesn't matter when you're on the ground rolling around. It's actually to a disadvantage because you have more limb to grab at. You know what I'm saying? More. It's like if you're compact like a bowling ball and that you don't have any limbs to armbar or anything, it's tougher to, you know, pull back. But you have long ass limbs, you can, you know, grab a wrist, you can grab an ankle, you can grab a heel hook, you can grab arm bars, you can, I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. Before her loss to Amanda Lemos, though, Miranda Granger did have her UFC debut where she beat Hannah Goldie. Well, Hannah Goldie, you just saw what Molly McCann did to her last back in London a couple weeks ago. Before that, she was a CFFC girl where she was pretty much undefeated in the CFFC because 7-2, her only 2 losses as a pro came in the UFC. Cage Fury FC, she beat some girl, I can't even pronounce her name, it's like Halosa Azevedo by guillotine round 1. Surprising, guillotine on the ground, submission. And she beat Jamie Colleen, armbar round 1. There you go, Miranda Granger. As I was just talking shit about you have no ground game. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, who knows. So she's 3-2 in her last 5, but the 2 losses come in the UFC by way of Amanda Lemos and Ashley Yoder. So not bad there. Let's see what the cappers have to say in this one. Starting with the favorite, we've got Ray from Pick'em's Podcast. MMA Pick'em's Podcast is taking Cory Mckenna by decision. He believes it's going to be a bounce back fight for her after that loss to Elise Reed. Minus 230 though. Ugh, yuck. Then we've got taking Granger. What's going on? Bleed MMA cannot get over the 9.5-inch reach advantage. Neither can I, Bleed. Neither can I. Then we've got Greedo plays. Greedo also taking McKenna by decision. He's convinced that she's going to get it to the ground, and that's where she's going to have her control time and have an advantage on the ground. Then jumping over here, we've got Johnny K taking Miranda Granger. Once again, he did also mention the big reach advantage, I do believe. Johnny K did say he's troubled by, he doesn't like that she had a 2-year layoff, and he didn't know why. I'm telling you, Johnny, it's because she had a kid. It's sensible. You should, at least the first year of your firstborn child's life, you want to be there. So take a year off of. And plus, especially if you're married to a fighter, you're going to still be surrounded by the element of fighting. You're still going to have that part in your life, But nonetheless, he's also taking Granger, plus 195. And finally, for the tiebreaker, we've got AJ Devito, and he's on the side of Miranda Granger. I love it. I like it. I want some more of it. MMA experts. AJ Devito also on the side of the much older Granger with the much larger reach advantage. Oh man, a 9.5-inch reach advantage. I can't get over that. That's crazy. And she's plus money, plus 195. Only 2 losses as a pro, and they're both in the UFC. McKenna's got the one against Elise Reed, but then she must have one down in Cage Warriors, because I didn't go that deep into her tapology, but she's up there with 2 losses as well. I'm all over Granger here on the plus money, the value. She's got the new mommy strength. She's putting in over at the Charlie's Combat Club with a couple dudes, and I like it. I'm all over her. Cory Mckenna, by the way, training at Alpha Male, so you got to think her wrestling's got to be on point. Her wrestling's probably very sharp. But Granger, she's got some submissions down there on the ground too. So who knows? But I'm going to take Granger to get it done by decision. I think she's going to outstrike her. And then if it does go to the ground, she might be able to hold her own against McKenna. Even though McKenna does have a lot of background in wrestling, grappling. But there you have that. Moving on. Finally closing this show out, we have the welterweight fight between the Vanilla Gorilla, Jason Witt, taking on the Maverick. Not Miranda Maverick, the Maverick, Josh Quinlan. Okay, Josh Quinlan is coming in as a pretty sizable favorite. He's minus 225, undefeated as a pro and as an amateur. I think I wrote it there. Yes, 5-0 as a pro, 6-0 as an amateur. Josh Quinlan has yet to see a loss in his entire mixed martial arts career. He trains out of a weird small little place in Vegas called Milestone MMA. He's part of the Wand fight team under coach Leandro Lorenco, who is like a 2-time no-gi world champion. I don't know, I checked him out on Instagram. He's got all sorts of accolades. He's like a BJJ, judo, I forget what they all are, but definitely this guy he got the backup of what he can teach these fighters at the Wand Fight Team, Milestone MMA in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's also known as the LLJJ gym. LL meaning Leandro Lorenco, JJ Jiu-Jitsu. Leandro Lorenco Jiu-Jitsu team. Okay, let's talk about Josh Quinlan, because he's the favorite. He's coming off a no contest where he actually won. He beat this guy by punches in the Contender Series. His guy's name was Logan Urban. took him out 47 seconds of round 1. However, he tested positive for drostanolone. Drostanolone is some sort of performance-enhancing drug. I'm not sure what it does. I didn't go that far into the research, but yeah, he tested positive for that stuff. Therefore, his only mark on his perfect record is a no contest, even though he did destroy that guy. Before that, he was wiping through everybody in the LFA, Legends Fight Association. I think that's what it's called, right? Legacy Fight Alliance. That's what LFA stands for. Legacy Fight Alliance Champion. He beat Dallas Jennings rear naked choke round 3. He beat Joe Bozchig punches round 3. He beat Pete Keepers. Watch your peepers. Pete Keepers punches round 2. And then before that, I told you he was 6-0 as an amateur. He does have other fights in as a pro, but I didn't write them down because they're pretty much cans, you know, against guys that are like 1-0, 0-0, crap like that, whatever. He does have also a 2-inch height and 2-inch reach advantage over the veteran fighter Jason Witt. Jason Witt, Vanilla Gorilla. His path to victory would be wrestling. However, Jason Witt, chin. He lost to Philip Rowe, punches round 2. Before that, he did have a win over Bam Bam Brian Barberena. Good on you, that's a good win there. Majority decision though, meaning one of the judges called it a draw. Interesting, keep that. So slipped through with a victory there. Before that though, he got knocked out in 16 seconds by Matthew Semmelsberger, who the great white Alex Morono just beat him past Saturday, which was fantastic. Plus money underdog pick on my part. But Matt Semmelsberger took out Jason Witt 16 seconds, round 1. Prior to that, he beat Cole Williams, arm triangle, round 2. And before that, he lost to Takashi Sato, who is later on this card. I will be talking about him probably tomorrow. Lost to Takashi Sato 48 seconds of round 1. That was his UFC debut, but still, he's been like a pattern. Win, loss, win, loss. With coming off, so it's like loss, win, loss, win, loss. That means if you go with the pattern, he's due for a win. But guys, I don't think it's gonna happen. He is training out of Glory MMA with James Krause, but he's also owner of, like, it's not like an MMA gym, but it's like a fitness center, strength conditioning type of gym. It's called Fit House KC in Kansas City, Missouri, where Glory MMA is. So good on Jason Witt being a businessman and owner of that gym. So good to have something to back you up in if your MMA career doesn't pan out, which I don't know if it really is Jason Witt, just saying. But I mean, he did beat Brian Barberena and Cole Williams, so you gotta give him that. Okay, Witt comes in at 35 years old. Quinlan is 29. I already said Quinlan does have a tail of the tape 2-inch height and 2-inch reach advantage over Jason Witt. Let's see what the cappers have to say, starting with the favorite in Quinlan. We've got Johnny K taking Quinlan. How? Oh, he said by KO. Interesting. And we got MMA experts, AJ Devito. Method of victory? Oh, KO. Okay, I gotcha. Ray from the Pick'ems podcast. What do you think, Ray? How do you think he's gonna get it done? Oh, surprise. KO. Knockout. What's happening, Bleed? I got you as well, my friend. And how do you think he's gonna win? How do you think Josh Quinlan's gonna win, Bleed? Oh, that's right. Knockout, KO. And finally, Greedo from Greedo Plays, also taking Quinlan. And oh, shocker, by KO, making this a full capper consensus. Huh. Nora must have went upstairs. A full capper consensus is when all the handicappers are on the same side, and in this case, everybody's taking Jason Witt. I'm throwing you some good luck pearls for those that are taking the underdog here. You're going against the capper consensus because you're going to need them, because everybody is on Quinlan, not to only win, but to win by knockout. I don't know what the line is for that, but I'm gonna have to agree. I gotta take it as well. Range is saying Quinlan by knockout. Hopefully that makes it a plus number, but a minus 225, I don't think it will. I think it's still gonna be a minus number, but if you pick the round though, then it would be, and if I pick a round, it's gonna be round 1. You know, I'll even rate that. Round 1, that should bring it to a plus number, but nonetheless, I'm going to throw him in a parlay with, to recap, time check. Where the heck is Nora? To recap, I've got Bueno Silva. Thank you, what are you doing? You're sleeping? Well, wake up. It's not even late. I'm taking Mayra Silva to beat Stephanie Edgar by decision. Then I've got Miranda Granger with her huge reach advantage, beating Cory Mckenna by decision. And finally, to finish it all off with the full capper consensus, I've got Josh the Maverick Quinlan to knock out Jason Witt first round. Sorry for you, Jason Witt. I like him as a person, as a fighter, but I don't think he's gonna get it done here. I like Josh Quinlan, undefeated, never seen a loss in his entire life. And if it does go to the ground, I think Quinlan's got that covered as well. So Jason Witt, I think that's generous being plus. Or no, this is generous, being minus 225. I think it should be closer to like minus 290, to be honest with you. But whatever, I don't make the odds, I just play them. So there you have it. Gather the info, place those bets, cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Please give me a like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Parlay Silva, Granger, Quinlan for some plus money. Make a little cash on this bad boy here. Good luck on your bets. I'll see you guys tomorrow with some more prelim fights. Thanks for watching.